From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, June the 8th, 2021. Speaker of the Knesset, Yariv Levin, announced today that a vote on swearing in the new change government will take place this Sunday. The unity government led by Yesh Atid's Yair Lapid and Yamina's Naftali Bennett, who is set to serve first as prime minister in a rotation deal with Lapid, appears, as of now at least, to have the majority needed of 61 votes to gain approval in the Knesset. And Lapid tweeted the news today, writing, "It is happening," and adding that the unity government is launching for the benefit of the citizens of the State of Israel. There are reports in the Hebrew media about some of the goals of the new government, which are said to include setting term limits for the role of prime minister, as well as boosting construction in the city of Jerusalem, boosting funding for Arab communities, as well as advancing some judicial reforms. And the Times of Israel reports that the new government also said it would unfreeze the agreement for a pluralistic prayer area at the Western Wall. Israel's ambassador to the U.S. and to the UN, Gilad Erdan, visited the New York headquarters of the Associated Press yesterday to explain to its top executives, he tweeted, the reasons the Al-Jalaa building in Gaza, which housed the AP offices there, was targeted by the IDF last month during Operation Guardian of the Walls. Erdan told the AP's leaders that the building was being used by Hamas terrorists trying to jam the Iron Dome, adding that Israel does not suspect AP employees were aware of this fact and stressed that Israel did everything to ensure that no employees or civilians were hurt during this operation. In contrast, Erdan said Hamas is a genocidal terrorist organization that purposely places its terror machine in civilian areas, including in buildings being used by international media outlets. Erdan said, "I reaffirm that Israel upholds the importance of press freedom and strives to ensure the safety of journalists wherever they are reporting," and saying that Israel is willing to assist AP in rebuilding its offices and operations in Gaza. The IDF made similar statements later today, saying that the building was being used by the terror group for intelligence, research and development, and electronic warfare. One of the main goals of these efforts, the IDF said, was to develop a system that would disrupt the Iron Dome aerial defense system, which of course was used by Israel to intercept rockets fired by Hamas from Gaza, saving countless lives. The IDF said the equipment in question was in the building at the time of the airstrike, adding that the target was of high military value to Hamas and was vetted according to rigorous procedures within the IDF and in accordance with international law. And the IDF stressed again that it gave all occupants of the building several hours to evacuate so that no one was hurt in the airstrike. The American Jewish Committee announced the opening of their newest international office, which is in the United Arab Emirates. This is their 13th international office and the very first in an Arab state. The announcement was made yesterday during the advocacy group's annual global forum, which was held virtually this year. AJC Abu Dhabi, the Sydney Lerner Center for Arab Jewish Understanding, is, CEO David Harris said, truly historic. It will enable AJC to expand on our decades of bridge building in the region and create a wider network of stakeholders in the new relationships made possible by the Abraham Accords. The new office will, among other things, promote and advance Arab Jewish and Muslim Jewish dialogue, mutual respect, and cooperation. UAE Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan told the virtual gathering, "We are thrilled to have you. Your presence in the UAE is part of changing mindsets." Actress Jamie Lee Curtis marked the opening of a museum to honor her father, actor Tony Curtis. Tony Curtis was born Bernard Schwartz to Hungarian Jewish immigrants who had moved to New York from Matisolka, which is about 170 miles east of Budapest, where the younger Curtis is on site filming a movie. She wrote on Instagram of representing her family at the pre-opening of the brand new Tony Curtis Memorial Museum and Cafe in the city where her grandparents emigrated from. The museum, she said, includes images from the actor's life, costumes from his films, and his paintings and awards. And Curtis noted it is just down the street from the synagogue where her family worshipped. That synagogue is empty and abandoned, and Curtis committed to partner with the mayor of the town to raise the needed funds and give the building a new life as a community center for celebrations, art, and music. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, June the 8th at 7 o'clock. It's from the Aleph Bet. And then we hear from David Harris looking back at the Six-Day War. At 8, explore the history surrounding the Begin Doctrine, which established that no country with the declared aim of destroying Israel would be permitted to acquire the means to do so. That's with Herzl Makov and Yaakov Katz. At 9, Mark Golub speaks with the Israeli architect of the Oslo Accords, Yossi Beilin, on L'chaim. At 10:30, writer-director Lynn Roth speaks about her film Shepherd, the story of a Jewish dog. And coming up next, it's the ILTV's Insider. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, June the 8th, 2021. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.